Hello, everybody. This is Jathos, and I want to give up my opinions about this next incoming patch, especially Sona and Lux, because those are my two mains. I have over 1,000,000 points on them, and I want to just express how I feel about it. But I want to just look at the buffs first. I'll just go in reverse order. I'm gonna talk about these two last, and how I personally would fix the issues that they're having in the game. So for Aatrox, I think this buff is fine. He, I think in high elo he kind of lacks the damage, especially when players know like, oh, you can just dodge his stuff. It's easy to dodge, and if you're a mage, you just you can be really effective against them, and there's nothing you can really do. Of course, I personally don't play Aatrox, but um, I usually win against him because I play Lux, Ari, and they're really effective against him. So I think this buff is fine, especially on his ultimate. Varus, I actually really, as a Sona player, I enjoy seeing Varus. I think he's exciting, changes the game a lot in the bot lane. You gotta actually use your brain to dodge the skill shots a lot, and this guy does it. Um, I think this attack speed buff is a little much. Right here, it's like giving you a little bit of luxury. I would like to see this 3.5% instead of 3.75. And why I say that is that I think this is because attack speed, you can't really, there's no dodge the attacks, and it's upsetting a bit. Yeah, you should be punished for being attacked, but basically this is giving him maybe like another like auto or two. Instead, I would like to see that his W deals a little bit more health damage overall. Like, give it like maybe a 0.25%, because right now it's at 3%. Yeah, 3.25, and then it goes up by 0.5 every level. that that way he's better against tanks, just slightly, but not like ridiculous. Zaya, I personally hate the Rakan Zaya lane. I think I think Sona and Lux, for me at least, is my kryptonite. I'm not really good against it. It kind of makes me upset. But Zaya kind of has been out of the game for a while. Although she's a really popular champion because of her ult alone can make players a little bit upset. That's why most players pick her. And especially when Rakan got like two good buffs, 2 or 3 buffs lately, which will bring Zaya and Rakan back to the competitive scene, maybe in the future with this, because pros look at base stats more than damage buffs. Kaisa, not too much. Kaisa's been in a good spot for at least a while. I think I think I think these are just luxury again. Getting two. I didn't realize her AD is scales kind of sucks, but I guess she is a hybrid. She can go either AP or AD at the during the game what you need. So I thought about it, and it makes sense why her AD is a little bit is lower than most AD carries, unless they have like bursty. And her attack speed going up by 20 at later stage. I don't know if they max E last. I don't even know what that ability is called. I sort of need to look it up. I'll look it up quick. Because I don't play her, unfortunately. Oh, it's the dash move. Yeah, I think they max that last. So yeah, this is. It won't be any effective in the game until like the rank 3. But I do think this should be up to like 70% instead of 80, because she still gets a lot of attacks in. I think 80% personally is overkilling your target, especially when she's mostly just a tank buster. But I can see where they're coming from. Just double it. It's fine. Gragas, I don't know why I'm surprised to see Gragas getting buffed over like maybe a few patches. I think players just forgot about him over this season, but he's really strong. I think he has a really good wave clear. He can kind of make soul laners and the bot lane very sad with just his presence alone. He can invade pretty well. He has pretty good sustain too. I think players just forgot about him, how strong he really is. He's just been overshadowed by other champions that I see in my games, such as let me think, Fiddlesticks. I've seen a lot of Fiddlesticks. Nocturne. Hecarim is getting nerfed, and so on. Sorry, I just stumble a lot. But yeah, I think Gragas is alright. I don't think once again I think this is luxury. They're helping him with his clear some more so that he doesn't take a lot of damage. But what I'd rather see instead of armor, just a complete armor buff, is just the increases armor per level up instead. That way he's just a little bit more tanky in the later stages. I think he's okay. Caitlyn. Alright, we're going to nerfs. Thank God. Why would you buff this champ's movement speed when she has the longest auto attack range in the game? She's like, haha, I can auto attack you from 650 and I can just run away and you can't catch me. The average 80 carry range is 550, and usually most of them have only 325. Why would you do that? It's not fair. The only 80 carries that can actually deal with Caitlyn is Ashe and Lucian. Other ADCs just struggle. Maybe Varus, but Varus is kind of out of the game. That's why we're seeing him in the buff. Yeah, I think they nerfed him a little too hard. Varus can probably deal with Caitlyn, but not a lot of players are playing Caitlyn right now. So now I'm gonna get back to these two later. I don't have an opinion on Evelynn. I think Evelyn's like in a kind of a limbo spot where if she doesn't gank, if she doesn't get kills right away, she's basically useless. Every assassin should be like that way though. If they don't snowball, like get 2 kills, if they don't snowball right away, then they're basically useless. I don't have an opinion. Hecarim has been a beast over this the last patch, especially with Ghost being no longer ramp up. That was the problem with last was it last year or 2 years ago where Ghost got nerfed, where now you need ramp up speed in order to get to max. And including Nimbus Cloak, that's a fast horse. But it makes sense, but man, that's a lot. The movement speed. I'm glad that they're cutting it a little bit. Kiana. I don't really have an opinion on Kiana right now. I don't see her in any games. I'm only a Diamond 2 player. Diamond 3, Diamond 2. I just got to Diamond 2 2 nights ago. Um, I've just been doing Sona a lot. Yone, I honestly I did not know that he gets lifesteal off his R. His damage is a little. I sort of want to face him more. I can't say. I'm not gonna say anything about Yone right now. I think I think I kind of wish that players just. I wish that we just give the new champion some a little bit more time. DD Timrin where he is. I think a lot of players just don't know how to counter him correctly. But for me, when I play Lux, what annoys me is that even if I snare him, he can go back to his original spot even snared. I think that might be a bug. I'm not too sure. Also, he can there's also another thing is that he can remove the Shadow Realm from Mordekaiser if you W at the right time before the Shadow before you go to the Dark World or whatever you call it for Mordekaiser. You can leave it by just pressing a W button, and I don't think that's right. All right. Let's talk about these two now. Sona and Lux. I'm gonna start off with Sona about why they're nerfing her wrong in so many ways that they might as well just rework her. She does not deal damage in the early game. Every champion could punish her. Anami can just when you're going up to Anami, you power quarter. She can just W her. She could just herself, heal herself almost all the HP, and then you get hit by the W, because you're auto attacking, and then now you're running away, but you're too late. You'll get hit. And she's full HP, and you're down 70 health or 80 health. So this damage reducing 10% doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. Of course, you're queuing the Nami first so that you get that extra damage from your Q passive, but that's still not enough. Excuse me one moment. So, I don't understand why they're denting her damage a lot if she can't outtrade a Nami, and you're vulnerable to Thresh or Blitzcrank hooks, and once you're hooked, you basically have the Force Flash or you just die right away. What's fun about that? Um, I don't think this is a good nerf either. I mean, it's okay, but I don't think this is the right direction to go for her. Honestly, if Riot wants, they can just completely rework her so that she doesn't deal any more damage. Like she doesn't deal damage at all. and she can have like I read this in the Sona main forums a while back of a guy suggesting she could just play some melodies to improve the team's damage, resistances or survivability, and haste their attack speeds and movement speeds with the QWEs. And she doesn't have to deal damage at all. Of course, her ult is still. I think her ult's still like a good ult, but I want to see her having flat or when you ult and then you can flash it and it goes to wherever she her last locate her current location gives the ult instead of just you have force flash and then you ult, because I think there's a small bug where it delays it a little bit. So yeah, that's my opinion on Sona. I think she's still a good champion, but if you can't, the whole point of Sona is like back in season 7 when I played Sona, I got to Diamond 2. This is back when Diamond 5 was a thing. When you're Diamond 2, you're like a good. Some people had a perspective like you're if you got to Diamond 2, you're like a great player, and when people get up to me as Sona, she's a bully. She used to be a bully lane. You just poke them down. It's a punishment. It's a punishment for going up and taking some farm. But now she's just a ordinary chanter. So there's that. Now Lux, I don't. This is gonna hurt mid Lux more than people think. Mid Lux is not even on the chart of op.gg. I know that there's other sites. I use op.gg the most. This is gonna hurt mid Lux a lot. Like, I don't think she'll be relevant, especially when all the assassins during the assassin meta. I want to see this 30% be a 40%. That way, it's a little bit more compensation. Because you're only getting 250, and then 30. That'll be like a 70% AP ratio, which is pretty good. It's pretty good, but you're playing a mid lane Lux where you get AP. That won't cut it. You're getting mid Lux is getting nerfed. There's no this feels like no compensation. So I would like to see this AP ratio go up to 40%. That way it's 80. So that at least it doesn't feel like it got nerfed. But it did get nerfed for like the later stages. Because you start out with, what is it? 33 AP? Yeah, your mid Lux is still getting nerfed a bit, unless you go absolute force, and then actually it feels like a buff, but it's like only like 5 AP, 5 more shield. Overall, it's a nerf. This should be 40% for compensation for mid Lux. Mana cost, I think this is okay. Her mana costs are a little low, so I don't think she's gonna be so super hurt from this. I think her mana costs are alright. This bug fix, I did not know that this existed, so more nerfs to her. Overall, I'm a more of a mid Lux player, so I'm a little bit biased. I do play a little bit of support Lux, and I do have some success. I do have some success on it, but I just don't feel like I have fun really playing it because she use Mensis to get farm and carry the game as an artillery. So I think her damage is pretty good, but I don't think this is her time to shine really in the mid lane. I think she's a little bit sluggish. So so there's that.